You know, anybody who's in the stream who came for some WoW only stuff is you're not helping, right? What do we always say? What do we always say about how you show people FF14? And this is what you fucking decide to do with yourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's this. You chose this life. You chose this. Just showing them what they're missing out on. Yeah, missing out on squatting. It's because they don't know how to get the squats. That they don't know the horror of having to go through the squattage. They have no idea how you go through the squattage. They don't know. They don't know the diligent farming required. Get away from me, you barking dog. Go away. Everybody who ever logs into FF14 has people dancing. It's an impossibility to get away from. Leg day, obviously. That's all it is. You need to stall for 35 minutes. I've got a meeting. I have loads of meetings today before drama. I have a... PreachCon is coming, and the reality of that is setting in a real fucking way. I have loads of meetings today. Good stuff, for sure. Good stuff. Oh my god. Whoa! Waiting. Gaming. Not missing the first one this time, because I'm not an idiot. Or at least not an idiot again. Steady. Oh. Steady. Okay, nailed it. Gay Bulge is definitely going to fall. That's a certainty. Come on, get it. Well, only one person falling today, it looks like. And I have claimed that throne. I sit on it proudly. As the song says, we fall. Ha! Not toxic. Wait, didn't you just fall? Do you know a scam? Wait, where's Gay Bulge? Oh, you fell down! Oh, how sad. It'd be a real shame if you were to fall off again, wouldn't it? It would be a real shame if you... It's alright, we'll wait again. It's all good. Big hugs, man. There you go, big hug. Mr. Pandaria? Oh shit, no way. Awesome, man. Thank you very much. We're currently making a pathway here. Yeah, we need to prepare. He's gonna nail it this time. He's gonna nail it this time. Oh, Trudago and Oxy, thank you so much. Slacidon, thank you as well. Exploratory Gal, oh, thank you all. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, no pressure. No pressure. Pop sprint. Oh. Oh, sprint just fell off. Okay, he was rushing back. All right, one more jump. Easy. Can't miss. There you go. There you go. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Congratulations. Hey, Basic Sword, how you doing, buddy? You haven't got time to play any game? Dude, if I didn't do this as a job, I would never be playing games. For real. My out of game life, my out of stream life is completely mopped up with growing teenage hormones that are coming in, man. I don't think I've used my home PC in 2 weeks. It's all horses and kids and reading and math homework. All right, today I'm feeling lucky. Here we go. All right, not lucky on the first go. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Seven, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. All right. Number 2. Come on, number 2. I'll take 1,000. Yeah. Well, I guess today's not my day. I guess today's not my day. Unless... No, it's not my day. It's not my day. It's not my day. It's absolutely not my day. Hate to see it. No alpha. No 1, 2, 3. Just a fucking pour. From start to finish. Nothing you do is right. Everything you do is wrong. It's a bad state of affairs, team. It's okay. None of these were a test of skill. That's what's important, right? None of these were a test of skill. And a test of skill is where victory really happens. If my mailbox is full of crap... Lots of people yesterday were glad that you got the mentor advice because they had no idea that button existed. I got to make you mad and help people. I see this as an absolute win. We're just being of service. We're just being of service. Can I get 3 dudes for some dancing? Any dancers? We got Asuka, yeah. Kieran, beautiful. Mr. Convel, yeah. Not played with Convel in a while. Nice, man. Sorry, Penny, you got ditched. Convel was too fast. Limited leveling roulette, yeah. Have we got a tank man? We do. Look at that. Kieran's all over it. Sweet. Bump. 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 How long is Elidibus going to take, you reckon? You reckon? Because I do have to go at... a couple of resets. Okay. Okay. We'll see how we get on. It's purely because I do have to sort PreachCon out. And if I don't do that, it'll just be... it'll be a bad state of affairs for us all. One shot or you shit. Just read a guide then. Read a guide and call it a GG. 2 days? Jesus Christ. Oh no, Hades we're doing last. Hades is last. Hades is last. The agreement has been made. It was prophesized. Swirl my sides of death. We've got Hades and Elidibus left for Shadowbringers, and then we're up to Endwalker. We've reached that level, my friends. We are there. Then all that's left is the easy savages. Job done. Oh no, because then there's the big boys. Ultimate should take like a couple of hours. Oh, what are we missing? In and out 15 minutes tops. Sounds right. I'm not sure if I need to kill these. I think we do, though. What am I playing? This is called a Dancer, very much like a WoW Hunter. It's a ranged physical DPS, but it does its stuff via the power of dance. You see, I'm hurling my things at it. My scythes. It is powered by nice beats, yes. Well, I can put some nice buffs up, like run speed for the whole group. This dungeon's a little low level, but I can also have a dance partner, who gives them a nice damage buff. Them Skies and Panzer, thank you very much. I don't like Dancer very much. It's got a Frost Mage vibe to it for me, with, you know, procs upon procs. Like when the procs all chain together, it gets into a bit of a madhouse, which is nice. So I have this dance, which is like a, not a QTE especially, but I have to press a sequence of steps, similar to a dance. Then gives me a nice buff to maintain. It also does a lot of AoE damage. You see my filler abilities generate these procs. I would try Dragonflight Alpha. I don't have Dragonflight Alpha. I'm off the list, dude. I gotta finish that. I'm an alphaless Andy. No, I'm not shocked by it. He's okay. Certainly would like to have checked it, but all good. I haven't done the Dancer Joe quest, actually, no. I like doing the story in bursts, you know? I will be missing abilities. I'm fine with it. It's not exactly going to stop the dungeon prog, right? It's not going to have a dramatic effect. I prefer to play the story out in full. It's going to be fine. Only one side quest locked ability for Dancer? Oh, that's fine. Not missing out on too much then. We dance! I do miss having my little DPS cooldown. I kind of got used to pressing that yesterday. Well, we'll get it back soon enough. At least we're wearing some real gear this time. Oh, you fucker. Did it hit? Oh, it did. It did hit. Happy days. Yeah, it seemed a little on the edge. It must have been close. About that so far, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, next job I think is going to be Astrologian. I want to finish this up though because we've got all the role quests to do. We've got everything else except the ranged physical DPS for the role stories. So that's why I'm focusing a bit on getting my dancer done without eating too much time. I don't not quite fancy power grinding it, but capitalizing on what nice fast XP we can get. Astrology, when I played it in PvP, was so fun. That's what caught my eye. I tried it a little bit in PvP, and it really caught my eye. And I know I'll try Warrior. I want to know what all this bigging up the Warriors is. But I think Warrior will be after that. I know everyone wants Blue Mage, but I'm more curious about Warrior. Especially with the new hard dungeons coming. Come on, dragons. Blue's got to be an adventure, I know that. I know it's going to be a journey. I'm actually already not used to having one dash charge. I need more. More dash charges. I'm not going to forget to limit break. No, I want my limit break. I like it. I don't think we're even going to generate, are we? Asuka's going to yoink it. I mean, lazy or what? Do it now. Do it. Do it. Will we get the second tier, though? I don't think so. $4,000, damn. Wow. Pretty huge. Pretty huge. Look out. That's like 4 abilities. Absolute devastation. Level up! Oh, it's massive, man. It's unstoppable. You guys want to do the MSQ one? Just saying. You could also go to Bosnia. Just saying. You want to do the MSQ one? Don't matter if you don't. I'd be curious to see how good it is in Bosnia. I'm a little worried about Elidibus in that we won't have the time. That's all. I have so much to do before drama. It's pretty wacky. Well, it's important stuff. Otherwise, you know, I'd just stream. Do the dancer story? You should have everything unlocked by now? Really? You don't think it's a one-stream fight? Holy shit. Really? You think it's that bad, really? Holy crap. How hard is extreme? They vary wildly. Some of them have one-shot, some of them have taken a couple of streams to do. It really does depend. It's a great extreme. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I am massively looking forward to it. I'm genuinely going to be so sad when the extremes are done for. Should be happy there's another one coming. I should rest easy that is happening. I can do mount grinding when you miss them. I do want to do the one-on-ones in Bosnia. I do. I haven't got them. I think I should read a guide before we, you know, if I qualify for one. I mean, at this point, I definitely can't remember all the frigging how all the mini bosses work. Haven't fun waiting an hour for it. Not when we get the stream involved and everyone's got characters they want to do. We were spawning them every, like, 2 minutes. It was pretty ridiculous. I probably should read a guide, but it'd be less fun, because I'll die, like, really quickly without the right potions and whatnot. Maybe we could do it so that I know the potions required for the fight, and the modifiers, and I start to work out what to do. That might be fun. Do it that way. Right, for this one, you're going to need this, this, and this, but, that might be a solution that meets both criteria. Just play Red Mage easy. I did see everyone say Red Mage was easy. You say the dancer can't do it? Doubt it. Get that black mage thing that just eradicates everything for 3 mana. Dancer 1-on-1. Yeah, people just do damage strat down because the MT because it causes less headaches. just Zerg it. If in doubt, just Zerg it. The people we saw actually successfully doing it did not cheese it. Someone tried to cheese it and got eradicated. Well, last time we were there was an absolute hero who was able to do all of them. Like an actual, like, legend of Bosnia. The ones I saw being done looked pretty tough. It certainly didn't look easy. But until you've tried them yourself, you never really know, do you? You never really know. The math bot? Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. I imagine there's still quite a lot in Bosnia I've not seen. I want to try and get Dancer done in the next couple of days. I would like to get all the role quests done. I've been sitting there just waiting to get done for a while. With people just telling me they're so good. Which, as you can imagine, is a little frustrating. Hey, there's this really good story stuff you've not done. Thanks. Especially with the stuff that apparently involves Shadowbringers. That's what I want to know. Once we get all Advert's friends together. You'd be surprised. It took me a long time to recognize a lot of the FF flags, because I was so used to the WoW style of flagging. One thing that I learned heavily from FF was watching raid bosses. Something I never ever did, because obviously we had timers for everything in WoW. Like looking for actual like animation signals. It was something I never did in WoW. Yeah, I would stare at the floor constantly, right? This is your WoW point of view for the most part. Nope, not started Elidibus yet. Not sure if we'll do it today. Questioning it. I'm questioning it. Just purely because I've got so many meetings today. And I have to get them done before drama. As much as I want to do it, I don't want to like half start it, you know what I mean? Although Lion seems to think that's probably a good idea. Then again, we have to change teams another day. I believe it does. I think we did really well yesterday on Daddy. Awkwardness of going in blind. Sometimes you one-shot, sometimes you get screwed. Yeah, we did super well. I think we did super well on Memoria. We got it all nice and clean. Smack some heads. Not many fights I can think we did super badly on. Like, as a whole. Maybe just the fights that we hadn't learned enough about the game, so it took longer than it probably would have normally. Other than that, I think we did pretty well overall. Like, I would like to go back and check Ifrit. See how goofy we were being there. I remember at the time I didn't even know, like, you could multi-dot with a Black Mage. I thought the tooltip said 1 per target. Probably would have made the nails a little bit better. Yeah, that must have been pretty cringe to see. Like, oh my god. That must have been pretty cringe. I apologize. The tooltip says something about 1 target. Shut up. There's something in there. I know there is. I think Chris is putting something together with a Johnny Party. I'm super proud of that, you know. I know it's only been 6 days since we did it, but I'm really proud of how the rejoining came out. I would love to know how it ranks in, like, in terms of the biggest in-game events ever held in FF14. I would really be curious to see where it lands. But we never have exact figures of who, you know, how many attended or whatever, but it's got to be up there with one of the biggest ones ever done. It has to be. Oh, Dalek, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Big Wumbo, welcome, Big Wumbo. Big Wumbo. Big Wumbo in the house. Hey, Jace, is there anything FF does or decent that makes you miss WoW's raid gameplay? I still prefer WoW's in terms of raid gameplay. In terms of gameplay. But, I mean, FF is incomparable in setting up epic fights. It's absolutely incomparable. I've seen some games really try, but on the regularity and the sheer amount of them. I mean, part of that is how robust the story is leading to most characters, right? So, like, I always get the name wrong, but, like, the Suyu fight, without understanding, like, what that character went through and why you're fighting those visions of torment within the raid encounter itself, like, that adds so much more to it. So much more. Having Alexander, I mean, that's why we chose it for the video on the Alexander raid, is having that, having Alexander stand up behind from underneath the platform to give you that scale. And now, of course, if you go back and you played Final Fantasy IX, it gives an entirely new context to it, and you're like, oh shit. I'd say we looked at the Dungeon Journal for Dragonflight today, and it's got a list of bosses and stuff, which will all be new characters, which is fine. You've got to introduce new characters. But FF definitely does that significantly better. But that's their reward for caring for those characters for so long. But it can be done in one expansion, as we've seen with M itself, right? Yeah, everything has so much more meaning. Like, even on the Alliance raids, like, sure, they're usually self-contained stories, but by the time you get to the later versions, like, everything has sense, you know what it means. You look at Omega, and certainly if you're a fan of the older FFs, you know, having Kefka and stuff and all those characters, the Phantom Train or whatever, is very cool. So 100% that, the scale and the feel of it. I think the recent Dragon Assault Ultimate is a really good example. Is if you're an MSQ lover, seeing the alternative timeline play out and what was going on, the details and stuff they put in the background, which, on top of an already brutal, massive raid encounter, was such a big deal for a lot of people. Including me. Like, I was watching when we were catching up with people progressing Dragonsong. I mean, I know I was looking for what is Justinian doing in the background and all that kind of stuff. So in that regard, significantly better. But ultimately, for me, most FF major raid encounters come down to a dance, which, as you know, is typically my least favorite style of raid encounter. But at least they do them in a way that fits the model of this game, and I very much enjoy it, so worked out well. Literally playing Dancer. Yeah. Works well for this game. It works. It's a totally different experience. One of the hardest things you ever talk about with a pure WoW player. I mean, I've had this certainly at the Race to World First with a lot of the team that have never touched FF. Is explaining that at this point they've diverged so much. They were pretty similar, you know, at this point that they're completely on a different tangent. Did we not get a good chunk of XP for that? Or am I being a bit balloonish here? I feel like we didn't get a lot, actually. Thanks, everybody. Half a bar? I don't think we got half a bar, because we dinged into 71 from the previous dungeon. How complete is your new game plus menu? I don't know. How do I check that? I have no idea. There's a new game plus, like, list of things, or what? Do you think FF14 needs an official add-on API like WoW has? Absolutely not. No. I'm blind. Oh, there it is. No, absolutely not. The way they're running the add-on situation right now is fine. Totally fine. I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. Oh, I'm missing something here? Oh, are these Endwalker things? Evilist post quests? Oh, you didn't finish the Evilist raid quests? I did everything there. What? Oh, there's side quests that come with it. Okay. This annoys me. This definitely annoys me. We'll get there. Ah. All a good time. We're doing them soon. That's what I'm playing right now, man. What I'm doing right now. So we're missing this stuff, which is fine. I mean... all in good time, my friends. All in good time. All in good time. We'll get there. It's not a problem. I've not done the level 80 scholar quest. I mean... Can't we just accept you guys have definitely done more stuff than I have? And that's okay. That's okay. You guys have definitely done more stuff than I have. I'm okay with it, alright? I'm okay with it. Early did PvP, wow. So getting to FF was a bit weird, but I'm loving the PvE in FF. Yeah, I assume it's very appeals. Because they're so different. So it appeals to very different people like that, I would imagine. That doesn't surprise me at all. Let's grab all this, because it's well worth it. As we all know. Just do everything, man. Shit. Are we doing another subathon this year? The team wants to run something in September. I haven't decided what it is yet. The team wants to do something in September. It'd be nice to get another big charity event done this year. Because, I mean, we changed a lot of lives last year. You guys should remember that. We stopped a lot of families that would probably have fallen apart from having that happen. And we gave a huge amount of kids across the world a Christmas they could remember. So that was nice. That was nice. But I haven't decided what it is. I don't know. We did multiple charities last year. We did charities that were providing toys and things for children and families that either couldn't afford it or they were in a situation where they didn't have parents. So a lot of the money went to children that are either orphaned or had severe disabilities and provided a lot of stuff for them. We did it internationally, so we did a couple of UK charities, we did some US ones. It was good. It's unfortunate that's, yeah, it was good. Well, we did a lot of I did most of my charity work off, out of the public eye, because, I don't know, sometimes it comes across as self-serving. But I've been convinced otherwise recently. I mean, I've done quite a lot of charity stuff on stream, but most of it we did. Like, typically, we try and do some good stuff. So Emma does a lot of Christmas. We generally do it around Christmas, but we do a lot of Christmas hampers for families that can't afford Christmas dinner and things like that. So we try and do a lot. Savage-a-thon September for charity. How would that work, though, in terms of goals? Because if you're going to do a charity drive, you do need goals. You need incentives. We have an idea for a really big one, but it won't be this year. We do know, kind of, or I had a really outlandish, crazy idea that I think would be super fun. But it won't be this year because it's kind of daunting and it's a huge thing. But we think it would be hilarious. You want to know the general premise? Because it might never come to fruition, so I can kind of gauge your reaction on it. But do you want to know the general premise of my idea? Do you want to know? Yeah? Okay. Alright. So my general premise, this is not fleshed out in any way, was that me and Nups would be taken to somewhere in the world, unknowing where we are, and dropped off. And we have until the subathon counter ends to try and get back to the UK. Oh, there's Bex. Oh, yeah, I remember now. So, the idea was, they were like, it's not fleshed out. You can't just, like, go to the airport with your passport and I can buy a ticket back to the UK and come back, right? So the idea was, like, can we meet viewers along the way? Because maybe part of the idea that we thought about is, like, maybe it needs to be viewer helped, right? And like, where is our closest viewer who wants to take part or help us in some way? And we go there, maybe we drive, we stay there for a day and then move on. We have to find a place to stay somewhere. Sounds unsafe? I don't think so. I think it'd be totally fine. And we have to, you know, we have to do things like that. Like, do we have, and we can have goals like, well, we have to see something, I don't know, let's make it silly. So they drop us in Australia. So we have to meet that goal of, we have to see something in Brisbane or Sydney. You know what I mean? So you can't just come back, because that would be over in like 12 hours or something. You know what I mean? It would just shit. So you got to like find a way to meet certain goals and incentive. Insta dead to some snail in Australia. Yeah, exactly. Like, and then, so we can't just come back. So maybe we have to go to Singapore, or we have to stop in somewhere, and, you know, we have to get through this and somewhere without knowing where we're going. I thought that would be like a really, really fun and interesting stream, and something people get involved in, raise good money for charity, something like that. Like an Amazing Race, kind of, yeah, but we make it more gaming orientated. Like, do we have to go see an arcade or something like that? You should check your stream. I can see it. I can see my stream. That's part of streaming. What do you mean? Gotta be mugged in an alleyway or with Australia eaten by a hippo. Honestly, as long as I can stop getting people to send me hippo shit. I mean, that could be an incentive, right? Never does. It's like, okay, you need to meet Svi. Oh, he said Steam, not stream. All right. Yeah, so it could be like you have to have dinner with Svi. That could be an incentive that we put in there. It's like, okay. Oh, no. I don't want it. Oh, my God. They made a sequel. Oh, my God. They made a fucking sequel. No, it's in New Zealand, but maybe it's like the goal is you have to get there by boat or by a propeller plane or something like that. Do you get the idea? You could make it like a really modified thing that would be really fun. It's a legit idea. I think it'd be a really, really fun time, especially if we set the timer for like a week. Like Top Gear, kind of. Yeah, like a bit like Top Gear was definitely part of the inspiration. Something along those lines. Sounds expensive. Not particularly. Depends how you do it. Like, we always budget for it. The last one was pretty expensive as well. But ultimately, if we're doing a good drive, it's pretty good. Meet Arthur's challenges. You have to use 10 modes of transportation. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That was my idea. That was my idea, ultimately. It's like something like that. Obviously, I'm not going to try and schedule that for this year, but something along those lines, that kind of mold. Australia is like the outlandish one, so maybe it starts in Europe. We see how it goes. You know, maybe we don't even have to finish back in the office. Maybe we finish somewhere else. We could finish for PreachCon. That was my other idea for it, is we need to get to PreachCon. It's like the race to PreachCon. So it leads up to the eventual PreachCon show, where we get back and we get there. Something like that. Yeah, we got a lot of the equipment for then, which worked out really well. So that's kind of one of my ideas. Something like that. And Naka, would you be for PreachCon though? I'd be riding an adrenaline wave. Like, I've done so much traveling before PreachCons in the past and then came into it. It'll be fine. Savageathon rewards earned when certain fights get cleared. Time remaining increased by donation. I don't know, because there are some Savage raids that probably can't be done in a week. Right? I mean, the whole idea of a subathon is it's live 24 hours a day. Otherwise, it's just a stream where you're getting more subs than normal, I guess. So you can't really Savage raid for the entirety of it. And which Savage raid could you finish in a week, realistically, going in completely blind? I mean, Alexander's a lot of fights. So would you just do, like, the 4? You know? Oh, I mean, some fights are probably going to take days by themselves, right? It's blind plus cross. It's a doable handicap. It sounds more appropriate to an ultimate. Yeah. AS alone might take more than the whole week. Yeah, exactly. Current tier. But I think a lot of the crawlers know the current tier, because there's like 4 or 5 raid groups within the crawlers. Like, outside the stuff you see on stream. We should remember, the crawlers are not just people who hang out to be on stream. They have raid groups. They're playing all the time when I'm not here. They're doing all MMO shit constantly. You know what I mean? They're all doing that kind of stuff. What? Yeah, it's not like I log off and then suddenly this house is empty. That's not what happens at all. Are you getting the idea, right? Are you getting the idea? MMO shit? Yeah, they're doing MMO shit all the time. Like, when I log in, I probably see like 10% of what the crawlers actually get up to. Right, we get it. You have your savage mounts, you fucking chodels. Short all my balls, man. The crawlers have 30-hour days. They do. They do. An old FF mini game subathon. Blitzball? Oh god, Choco hot and cold? That sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. Is it as bad as having to eat bugs and play Jump King? That I don't know. That I don't know. Is it as bad as that? Did we vote on it? There was a vote. They voted for FFX2. However, I did pre-warn I want to finish 7. I want to finish 7. I am moving 7 over to the office this weekend in preparation for next week. That is happening. I want to also finish Chaos. I also want to finish Chaos. Because that game is hilarious. That game is utterly fucking ridiculous and hilarious. So we might have another vote. Yeah, we might have another vote. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, for sure. And it's getting DLC. Where you know they're going to turn up the ante, right? You totally know they're going to turn up the ante. They're going to amp it up. It's like, oh, okay. Well, we can see that you like this, so we're going to do it. The stories of the acquired taste. Well, it can't all just be the good stuff. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's a disingenuous look at what I want to learn. But I've learned a lot so far through the journey of playing the ones we've done so far. Like, the transition is such a noticeable transition to be like, okay, in the years they were released, games were growing and getting bigger, and some of them were getting perpetual lifetimes through modding communities and all that kind of stuff. And you can see how they were like, okay, we need to make it so that the story, unfortunately, has a finite term. So what do we do to enhance the bit after they finish the game and make it more fun? Because our players are replaying the story, but like in 4, you can practically do everything in your first playthrough, for the most part. You can get a bit more stuff on the second playthrough, but then you can see in 6, they're like, okay, we'll introduce a great number of characters so that the guys can replay the game with a completely different perspective, a different play style, and do all that kind of stuff, and we'll throw in a little bit more rares. And then you get to 9, and it's like, okay, right, there's a lot of extra stuff here. We got Choco Hot and Cold. Some of the bosses are like a little awkward to get to, and you're going to have to do all this kind of stuff. There's some extra secrets to find. And then you get to 10, which is like, like so much endgame. Where they're like, okay, now we've got this entire system that we've added in. We've got another system over here, which is going to allow you to go all the way up to like ludicrous damage breaking abilities, where your characters are like almost invincible. You've got an entire sphere grid now that you can flesh out afterwards. And you can see where they really started to push the boat out in different directions. And I kind of want to see where they started to claw that back a little bit. That's why I'm more interested in 15. It's not really just for the story. I want to see how they've developed in a modern style game, especially with 16 on the horizon. Is what was their goal in terms of fleshing it out? Did they go in like an MMO direction, or what did they think is the next tier of that evolution? To sell DLC? 50 was regression. Right, it's got a lot of problems, but from my perspective of learning about that progress path, the problems are as important as the positives. Do you know what I mean? That's as important. It's like, okay, where did they hit the stumbling blocks? And then what did they do about it? That's entirely why I've played through most of FF14 in its like chronological order. Because for me, it's really interesting to see how they adapted and changed. Like with the dungeons, they started in a weird way. Heaven's Ward got better in some places. They took that advice. And then Stormblood, they kind of hit the mark. And now they're kind of sticking to that. And now we're going to get the next evolution with the variable dungeons. As to, okay, well, what's the next evolution after that? Because Shadowbringers and Endwalker dungeon format is practically identical for the most part. Because they hit their stride in Stormblood and they kind of kept with it, which is great. With the raids, even from the normal mode perspective, because we have done them all outside of Savage, you can see that they were like trying to do some sort of WoW shit and it wasn't really working, and they had some trash and Not really great. And then they started to hit their stride a bit. Like, okay. And now they're completely diverted off into these massive epic encounters. We've seen that with the Trials as well. Like, Trials, I would say, despite Stormblood having my favorite 2 Trials, which was the Great Hunt and Shinryu. Shinryu Extreme and the Great Hunt. It has some of the worst ones as well, which were just like, okay, it's a little all over the place. People obviously have very mixed feedback about that. You have all languages enabled. If not, it will change your queue time a lot. I don't know. I'll check that after this line. We're in the queue now anyway. So it's nice to see that in Shadowbringers they've changed that dramatically. Like, seeing that development is really cool. And I want to see... I'm looking forward to the Endwalker ones to see where they're at now. Are they keeping with that same style? Or are they altering it in some way? So that's the stuff that was made. That's my perspective stuff. Remember Bismarck? I do. I do. But I need to see the problems as well as the good stuff, right? We can't just eat the cream all the time, right? Otherwise, what are we doing? From somebody who likes to analyze and learn from this stuff, what are we doing? Are we just going to eat the cherries off the cakes like some fat goober, where we're constantly sucking the raisins out of the muffins? No, we kind of have to eat the muffin and see the soggy bottom and shit. You know what I mean? That's my take on it anyway. Are you going to save an FF for last? Oh, good question. I haven't thought about that at all. No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to put something as, like, last on the chopping block. No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to take them as I find them. With so many to choose from, having the community vote is really cool, right? You guys, I know you guys are going to obviously push me towards your favorites. So I'm very wary that we're going to play, like, all the quote-unquote good ones, and then just be left with, like, the dregs, so to speak. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, what's left? It's like, so I'm a little wary of that happening. I'm a little wary of it's like, okay, we played all the really, really good ones, and now we're going into... although I believe, like, we have fun regardless of what we're playing. We're going to have a good time. Even if it's bad, we're going to have a good stream. But at the same time, it's like, okay, do we continuously want to play weak? I'm being polite here. Weaker games back to back? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Really don't want to have that time. But we can also break that up with other stuff. I mean, we have got some major games coming out. Certainly we've got Stray, just literally next week is Stray. We've got the new 2 Point Hospital coming out, which I'm so excited for. 2 Point Academy. I don't think we'll ever relive that magic of 2 Point Hospital's first endeavor, but it'll be fun nonetheless. Yeah, the cat game. That cat game could be really, really good. If they get the atmosphere right, I think we could be in for a really good time. I do want to check out those new horror games that have come out. We've got the Anthologies collection. Had to get novels in with that. We've got the was it The Dam that came out recently? Oh, The Quarry. Which I've definitely got curiosity about. Yeah, it's good. What about Paper Dolls 2? But what about Paper Dolls 2? You really want to play Stray? I expect Stray to be about a 4-hour experience that's really good. Like a really good, solid, atmospheric 4-hour experience. But I'm tempering my expectations because I waited for 12 minutes for 2 years, and that game was good. But we were done in a couple of hours. That was kind of it. Yeah, it was good. Well, I mean, when you put Willem Dafoe, who else was that? James McAvoy was in that. Willem Dafoe was in that. You got all these big names, and then it's like, Stray's gonna be on PS Plus day one. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I think it was Daisy Ridley. Yeah, I think it was Daisy Ridley. Yeah, it had all these like big actors who could definitely deliver a tremendous atmospheric performance. It was like, Although I don't think I've seen Daisy Ridley blow my mind. Like, Willem Dafoe has done that countless times. I mean, shit, he put everybody in the school bus for Spider-Man No Way Home. He was fucking head and shoulders above everybody else in that movie. And yeah, you could go back to his, like, fucking career when he's, like, 20 and he's still doing it. Willem Dafoe is, like, a godsend to actors. James McAvoy obviously has Split under his belt, which is, I would say, easily the best performance he's ever done. Although the one where he plays the fucked up copper is also amazing. What's that called? It's not called Degeneracy. It's called something. It's like, not Wanted. Wanted. No, not Wanted. No, not Wanted. Filth. Yeah, Filth. Not Wanted. I would hardly call Wanted one of the performance of a lifetime. You know Chris Pratt is in that movie? I saw the clip popped up on my YouTube feed, and I was like, oh, it's the bit where he smashed with the keyboard. I was like, oh, fuck, that's Chris Pratt. Jesus Christ. Old fat Chris Pratt. Filth is great. It has that strange, I shouldn't say strange girl, that girl with the strange voice who played the ghost in the Harry Potter movies. Hello? I can't do it. It's too high. I can't remember her name, but she's great. She's fantastic. I don't know about Daisy Ridley. I have seen Murder on the Orient Express, or whichever one she's in of those two. I think it's Murder on the Orient Express. She was garbage in that. Moaning Myrtle. Yeah, the lady who plays Moaning Myrtle. Got that unusual high-pitched voice. Chris Pratt is Mario. I do remember hearing something about that. I don't know when that's coming out. I'm going to watch it. The kids are going to want to watch it, so... I've not seen the new Thor movie. My kids are actually completely dead on Marvel films. Like, you want to go see the new Thor movie? No. Like, okay. Apparently it comes with a trigger warning, doesn't it? Because it's... oh, I don't want to spoil it, but this is a public thing. It's got something to do with cancer. But don't spoil it, whatever it is. But they're like, yeah, just be aware. I don't know, I enjoyed, I mean, I really watched the Marvel stuff with my kids. Like, I enjoyed Miss Marvel. Well, that was alright. I very much enjoyed, WandaVision. I thought WandaVision was the best thing they've done so far. I kind of like the Hawkeye thing. It's alright. Moon Knight was good. Moon Knight was really good, but I think it was more... For me, Moon Knight was like, I just want to watch Oscar Isaac do really, really good work. Because that guy is immense. The Moon Knight stuff was alright. But I just really want to watch Oscar Isaac do shit. Because he's awesome. Oh god. Right, what do you do with this? Show me, Baguette Jr. Oh, you gotta drag him into them. Oh, yeah, I see it. You gotta drag him into those things. Okay, I chose to look at the one guy not doing it right. Mistakes may be made there. We're not killing these dudes, or what? Am I the only one killing these? I appear to be a one-man army against Staffs of Elden Ring. I guess you could just kill the boss. So why bother with the mechanics? Loki was good. Yeah, Loki was good. They've done some good stuff. I think the problem Marvel's probably struggling with now is they're not building to anything as immense as they did with Endgame. Or if they are, none of us have really recognized it yet. I appear to not be getting healed. One heal. But who knows? Like, Star Wars is going to go in a different direction. Maybe that can recapture something. I did enjoy the Obi-Wan series. It was a little slow, but I did enjoy it. A little on the slowers, but I did find it alright. But I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so I have no doubt the heavy fans are going to be find some issue with it. But for me, it was fine. I want to watch that Viking film that came out, because apparently it's fantastic and nobody watched it, including me. The Northman? Is that the one? Yeah, the Northman. Yeah. Chris keeps trying to get me to watch Severance, but I don't have Apple TV. So unlock on that. Although I think the best thing I've watched recently was the latest season of The Boys. Like, I loved that. That was just fun all the way through. Why do people like Soulja Boy? What the fuck? I have heard this phenomenon that people really like Soulja Boy, and I'm like, why? Why do you like Soulja Boy? For what possible reason do you like Soulja Boy? Jesus Christ. Because he's Jensen Ackles. See, I don't know that name. I had never seen that actor before The Boys, but I assume he's from something. Because everyone's like, it's Jensen Ackles. I'm like, who? Who the fuck is Jensen Ackles? Like, what the fuck? Supernatural. I've never seen Supernatural. Is it a vampire thing? Best series ever. Supernatural, the best series ever. Well, he was great. Like, I'm not taking away from Jensen Ackles. He was great as Soulja Boy. I just don't get why people like Soulja Boy. Like, that's fucking mental. Honestly, if your favorite superhero from The Boys isn't Love Sausage, you're kind of a coward. Love Sausage is forever. Everlasting and pure. Microwave Tinkerbell. Herogasm best episode, and not for the reason you would think. Not for the reason you think. I saw the episode title was Herogasm. I've obviously never read the Boys comics. Okay, we don't go in there apparently. Because I got turned into a ghost. What's happening here? Am I dead forever? Am I giving my life to kill it? Oh, that was a boss. Someone else has to kill it to free you. Okay, so it's the idea that someone goes in there and then breaks those for you, is that it? Yeah, they're old mechanics. You can see, did you see how the development of the game moved forward? Like, you can see it, what they were trying back in the day. This is what I like. I like this stuff. So to bring a nice balance, he's able to knock Homelander off his high horse, which has become a bit too much. I mean... he's an utter piece of shit, though. I'd tell you the scariest villain, or the scariest superhero I've seen in The Boys ever was... Mind Crash, or whatever he was called. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Mindstorm? Was he called Mindstorm? Piss on that dude. That guy's terrifying. I don't know what you do with a power like that. That is... If you ever had a superpower and that was what you got blessed with, yikes. Fucking yikes. You just close your eyes. Yeah, you just close your eyes. It's a GG. Super easy, actually. Maeve's your favorite of the 7? I can see that. Maeve was pretty straight up throughout the entire show. Yeah, Maeve was pretty rock solid. Always liked her stuff. The Deep is not the GOAT. See, only fans of Soulja Boy think the Deep's a good character. Only Soulja Boy fans think the Deep's good. Are we killing these or not? We are. Okay, we are actually doing that. Oh, it is Hermes! Oh, I forgot he was in here. Oh. Hey, buddy. Orbs. I see we prioritize the small boys. Oh, I see. Oh, that's cool. Whoa, do we have to hide behind something? We totally do. This. I like, you know what's a really nice thing in FF14? They didn't make it so that being out behind something that line of sight's ability stops you being able to DPS. That's nice. It makes no logical sense, but it's nice. It's nice, for sure. I always recommend Reckoner's book series by Brandon Sanderson. It's a comic. Just curve the spells like Wanted. James McAvoy's best performance. Never forget. Never forget. Just curve the spells. Easy. Shoot the fly. Shoot. What is it? Shoot the wings off the fly. What was in that movie? A magic loom? The threads of fate. How can we make the threads of fate literal? A magic loom is how we do that. It's literally the threads of fate. Let's do it that way. Okay. Your name might come up. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy Wanted, by the way. I definitely enjoyed Wanted. Oh, what do we do with these? A soaking. I helped. I'm contributing. Has he got to shoot us in the face? Everyone's staying in the middle. Does he just come back? Okay. Oh. I will help. Okay, that's a double stacker. Are we all just stacking together? What's the plan here? Help! I can't samba. Everyone's staying in here. Okay. Are we winning, Dad? Dudes. You can't just attack the middle one. Okay, this seems to be what we're doing. Well, I didn't take a lot of damage. I'd say that's an absolute win. Oh, Cauldron! Things are going so well. Things are going so well. I learned Flourish. Grants you the effects of Flourishing Symmetry, Flourishing Flow, and Threefold Dance. What are those things? Alright, Threefold Dance is the proc from there. Okay, I don't know what the other things are. Asuka! Roll the stuff. Oh. I got what I needed. Can only be executed in combat. Okay. Where's the dummy? Okay. Okay, so it just gives me all my procs to generate some feathers. Okay. This doesn't generate feathers though, right? It's just an ability. Okay. Well, I forgot to... Yeah. I forgot to commend. Don't shoot me. I'm not that toxic. Oh my god. Well, when does the Dancer story finish? Does it finish at 70? Yeah, I know I need to do job quests. I'm missing one ability. So we have access to all the Dancer story right now. Yeah? And then one quest at 80. Well, apparently I've missed the epilogue of Scholar. Which I don't understand. We did everything with Scholar. It's a side quest? It doesn't show as a job quest. Interesting. Why? But why? Why would it not? But why? Okay. But everything else we get through leveling. Right. Oh, they're locked behind the role quest. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, that makes perfect sense. That makes sense. Okay, that makes total sense. Okay. Super duper. Alright. Ooh, I'm kind of enjoying this. This is good. Alright. Looks like we need to make a phone call. Check on the family. They're gone now till Sunday. I said I would call them. My family has left me. I made them clean the whole fucking house last night. No mercy for the wicked. They're not leaving me with that shithole house. 2 minutes, dudes. I should never have called her. I should never have called her. She's at a bleeding horse show for the next 3 days. And she's like, oh, there's so many cool Christmas presents here for me. Okay, yeah. That sounds right. That sounds right. There's so many cool Christmas presents. You know what I mean? So many. 3 days no fam? Yeah, I have got 3 days with just me and my dog. Just me and my dog. I've got no car, though. I can't take him super far. I would like to go bike riding, which I can do around here, but I can't take Ben with me on the roads. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all. My pupa's 3rd birthday today. Oh, congratulations. And Falcon, thank you very much for the sub, brother. Thank you, man. Thought we had a second car. We do. Emma's taken our car. My car's been in repair now for 3 weeks, and I'm pretty sure they're being vindictive about it at this point. And I'm like, do I lodge a complaint, or are they being genuine? That's the problem. But I think they're being a bit vindictive about it, which is frustrating, to say the least. 3 weeks. Yeah, so I got the car a while ago, obviously, when we got the new place. Because I have to move stuff all the time and getting here. And one thing we noticed, and Chris has been in the car when this has happened, and so's Nups, is we thought the temperature sensor was broken. Because what would happen, and I didn't realize this until we had to go on the motorway, which I don't really have to do very often. So what happened is you would you would drive along, right? And then the temperature sensor would jump from normal, which is like 90 degrees or whatever. It would jump all the way past the limit, past 120 degrees to something else. And then it would automatically put the car into safe mode and drop you to 40 miles an hour. Now, that happened on the motorway the first time. And I was like, the first time it ever happened, I had the kids with me. And I was pretty sure we were breaking down. And it was like, it's not a new car. It's a second-hand car that I bought, but it's newly bought. And I was like, I think we're breaking down. And I told the kids, like, something wrong with the car because the accelerator just didn't work. The car was just fucking slowing down. And then the temperature sensor jumped back down to its normal temperature and dropped out of safe mode, and the car worked fine. And then about 5 minutes later, it did it again. Then the temperature sensor dropped down to below 0, as if the thing was freezing, and worked fine. So I figured the temperature sensor was dodgy. And we did notice that it happened more on inclines. So it's like, if we were going uphill, it would almost happen immediately. And then when the road leveled out, it would go to normal. So we were really fucking confused as to what the hell was happening here. So I took the car in, or Emma did for me, to say, hey, we sold us this car, the temperature sensor's dodgy on it. And the service light has come up, which they said it had just been serviced. So the engine was telling me it needed a service, and it was having this happening. So I was like, what the fuck, man? So she took it in, and the guy apparently just walked out and went, oh, yeah, we see this all the time. Reset the service warning light, and then gave the car back. So you're like, oh, okay, maybe it was just like something to do with the service or something. It didn't make sense, but that's what they left us with. Anyway, it was still happening. So we took the car back again to say, hey, this temperature sensor's still not working. So this is where it gets a little fucking questionable, alright? So the car's in for like a day, and then Emma, who deals with this stuff, because I'm streaming, so I don't want to be answering phone calls from mechanics and shit while I'm streaming, right? So Emma gets a phone call from the garage. I have not done my bars. Oh, I have. Do I only have 3 abilities? What do I have? Wait, this is Black Mage. Okay, Fan Dance. All enemies in a cone in front of you. I've got the heal. Oh, you get the combo in one button. Okay. What's my limit break? On Von. Isn't that's just moving, right? Starfall Dancer missing. That's the limit break. We'll figure it out as we go. Anyway, so Emma gets a phone call saying, hey, this car's not been being driven since you bought it. And we're like, what do you mean? It's like, there's no way you've been driving this car. Like, what are you talking about? There's no way you've been driving this car. It's like, because this car has got a hole in it. Like, a hole? What are you talking about? A hole? It's like in the coolant line, there's a hole. So there's no way you've been driving this car. So Emma says, obviously we're driving. You can see the mileage has changed. Why are you saying this? It's like, you're lying. He literally called Emma a liar on the phone, the guy. You're like, what? Lying? About what? So Emma said, how dare you call me a liar? Like, we've done it has been driven. We're not lying. So, what the fuck? And, she called back and she put the phone down and said, never speak to me again. I want to talk to the manager. She went full Karen on it, rightfully so. She just said, never ever speak to me again. Like, do not call me after you've sold us this, calling us a liar. And so the manager calls back and she's like, I want to know who in your office decided to call me and call me a fucking liar. And it's like, oh, and then the guy went, don't swear at me. Which is kind of fair, but he said, no one in here called you a liar. I said, yes, they did. The guy literally said, there's no way this car's been being driven. Yet you can see the fucking mileage on it, and you know it's been driven. It goes back and forth like this. Anyway, what they're saying is, well, either way, it's got a problem with the... it's got a hole in the coolant line, or whatever, and when you need to pay a lot of money. You need to pay a lot of money. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck are you talking about? You just sold us this car, and we took the extended warranty on it in case of shit like this happening. And they go, oh, you've got extended warranty? I'm like, yeah. Did you not check that before you phoned us and called us liars and all that kind of stuff? Did you not even bother to check? Because none of the conversations we've had so far are even fucking relevant. And so, he gets off the phone and he calls back later and he says, okay, your car is covered under extended warranty. Like, we know. We paid for it when we got it. Because last thing I want to be dealing with is fucking some car problem. I'm not interested. Just sort it out, right? And so we're going backwards and forwards with this shit for this time. Anyway, they said, we'll call you back. Okay, we've checked. You are under warranty. She's like, I know I'm under warranty. We know that. Okay, we'll fix it. But we want to be clear, we never called you liars. I was like, you did call me a liar. Like, they still were persisting on this. So they say it's going to take a couple of days to get the part. This is 3 weeks ago. And then Emma says, look, you'll have to deal with my husband from now on. I don't want to talk to you guys. Clearly, I don't want to deal with you anymore. Which is fair, because, you know, they've been incompetent up until this point and called her a liar. It's like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Sort yourselves out. So she puts it onto me. I am fucked here. Whoa, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. No, not getting out. So I got on the phone with them. They're like, yeah, we got to get this part. It's going to be a couple of days. Okay, then the part arrives. Then they don't call me back. So I end up calling them after 2 days. Like, what's going on with the car? And they say, okay, we've gone to put the coolant line in, but now we've discovered there's also a hole in the coolant tank. So you didn't notice this when you noticed the problem in the coolant line, that there's also a hole somewhere else. No. Right. So we need to order another part. That's going to be a while. Like, how long? Like 3 days. But it's Friday and we don't work weekends. Right. Okay. So we're going into week 2. So on Monday, nobody calls me. On Tuesday, I call them again. And I'm like, what's going on with the car? They're like, oh, the parts arrived. This is after a first phone call where it's like, oh, I'm going to have to go check with parts what's going on. Because apparently parts for the garage are not part of the garage. If that makes sense to anybody. If it does, you're a better man than I. Shouldn't I have an instant heal? Am I missing instant heal? Can I just refund it at this point? Well, it goes on. So it's like, right, I spoke to Parts. Parts in. This is the standing still one, right? This is the recast one. Purify removes CC. I thought you got an instant heal. Oh, God. I haven't used my limit break out yet. See if I can line this up. That's not my limit break. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it now. Okay. How fast is this fucking samurai? What the fuck? Oh, fuck that guy. Yeah, any more to the story? Yeah, so keeps going. Oh, okay. We've got the coolant line. However, bear in mind my car is a Ford Focus. We can't put the coolant tank in until we get you a new timing belt. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, if we replace the coolant tank, we need to change your timing belt as well. Not only that, we also need the special timing belt tool to fit Ford timing belts because we don't have that. I was like, you don't have the timing belt tool to fit timing belts on Fords, which are one of the most common cars in the country. So I was like, what are you... So is this... You're just telling me it's going to be even longer now, right? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be like three more days to get the timing belt. But the timing tool, that could take even longer. We're not sure when that's going to come in. And without it, we can't fit the timing belt. So we can get the timing belt pretty quickly, but we can't get the timing belt tool until blah, blah, blah. I'm like, is there a problem here you're not telling me? Because it's now been 2 weeks. And that's a ridiculous amount of time to repair a car. And it's like, well, you know, it can happen. I said, not really. I used to manage 700 vehicles, and they were done within a day or two. Every single one of them, including timing belt issues and any other issue. I have some experience in this field. I'm not a mechanic, but I have a little bit of experience in this field. And if anybody was to tell me one of my vans or cars was to be off the road for 3 weeks, I'd call them fucking crazy. And then he gets snotty with me again. And he's like, well, we didn't realize the second issue until we did the first issue, etc., etc. I'm like, but you should have. And also, even if you didn't, it's still 3 weeks. And he's like, yeah, there's nothing I can do at this point. Like, it's all covered under warranty. You're not going to have to pay anything, but it is going to take some more time. So then I didn't hear from them for 3 days. So I had to call them again this morning. To which he tells me, as you now can probably guess, oh, yeah. We've had the timing belts here. We do not have the timing belt tool. That's going to be another couple of days. So we're hoping it's going to come in this afternoon. This is as this morning. And we should have the car back to you on Monday, because once again, we don't work weekends. So I'm pretty sure, at this point, because of the shit with calling my wife a liar and her telling them to go fuck themselves, that they're now being intentionally obtuse about the whole thing. To be continued? I don't know, man. It's fucked if it's overheated. I don't think it has overheated, because when it first happened, we checked it out, me and my brother, who has a lot of mechanic experience. And the car wasn't overheating at all. I've added water to it once since I bought it, but it's never needed water since. It's not a Ford dealership, it is the car people. Is where I got the car from. It's the car people. Yeah, I'll name and shame them, because, like, it sucks. When is the insurance money running out? There is. It's not. It's under warranty. I'm not paying anything for it. I bought the extended warranty at the time, which was 250. So I bought the extended warranty with the car, so I wouldn't have to worry about any of this shit happening. Because obviously car expenses can get ridiculous. So it's not costing me a penny, other than the fact that I haven't had the car, which is fine because I've been walking here anyway because it's summer, so it's not been a big issue. We're trying to milk more from Ford. I mean, all they can get from Ford is the parts. They're not having Ford repair it. It's being repaired there. Oh, there's definitely something. They're either majorly incompetent, which I think is probably part of it, because they didn't even bother to check if it was under warranty before trying to say that I needed to pay. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, for sure. Your car's warranty sensors run by cartels and triads. I don't know. Does anybody with mechanical experience? Does any of this seem reasonable? Or maybe it's just that because it's been so long, I'm being a little dumb about it. I just know that in the thousands and thousands of mechanics entries I've had to do with all those vehicles, I've never had something take 3 weeks. You can build a whole car in 3 weeks. It's probably in part because you don't have to pay, or I've already paid, I guess. It's because they don't care? Maybe. Thankfully, it's not exactly been an inconvenience. That's, at least I could say that. Like, it's not exactly been an inconvenience. So I'm not too stressed out about it like I ordinarily would be. I'm a bit more fucked off that it's taken so long, because it just shouldn't have. But it's not exactly been an inconvenience. By any means. It sounds to me like they fucked the timing belt when they took it out. Oh, maybe. As a mechanic, I don't blame him for not believing a customer's word because it was Lila time, but you never vocalize those thoughts. You fix the issue before you move on. They're arseholes. Yeah, I mean, the guy who spoke to us was not... Who spoke to Emma and called her a liar was definitely not the guy who deals with the public. He was one of the workers. So it was definitely one of the actual mechanics that did that, because Darren, who I speak to, who's the actual public guy, he tries to be more PR with it. 3 weeks is crazy, yeah. They likely fucked something up and are buying time and excuses. It's something like that. Or I felt at this point it was a little vindictive because they definitely mentioned the timing belt to me last Friday, and then when I spoke to them this week on Monday, they were like, "Oh, we need to get a time belt." I said, "Yeah, I know. Like, you told me that on Friday." It's like, "No. I said we might need to get one, but it's confirmed we do need to get one." I'm like, "Yeah, you said that on Friday. You talked to me about the timing belt and how if I hear any noises when I get it back, it should be good. Take it to a proper mechanic afterwards." Yeah, if I feel there's anything wrong with the car, I will. But at this point, again, my car is completely covered for any issues that may arise, which is... And I don't have to pay anything. So at this point, I'm kind of chill. I'd say the stupid design and hard to confirm issues are just crap design and force back. Yeah, maybe. That's what I thought. I'm forgiving. I'm forgiving because it's not inconvenienced me at all. That's why I'm forgiving. I'm not paying anything for it, and I've not been inconvenienced. It's just very, very weird. So I could either go, like, just... If I was to, like, make a thing out of it, I know in my own mind I'm doing it just to kind of be a dick. And just because they're definitely fucking around. So it's not that... I haven't got that in me. I'm not going to go out of my way to do that because I don't get anything out of it. There's nothing I get. I would have some justification. Yeah, it's wacky. Like, there's no customer who should wait 3 weeks for a repair. But at the same time, I don't know enough about cars to really, like, go ham on it and be like, you talking out your ass or whatever. So, and like I say, I'm not particularly arsed with it. If your car being unavailable for a month doesn't inconvenience you, do you even need it? I don't. One tank of fuel, I'm kind of lucky in this regard. One tank of fuel will last me a month and a half. But there are definitely occasions I need the car. Like, 100%. That happens every couple of days, I'll find a reason to need the car. Thankfully, I've offloaded some of that to Emma that she's dealt with, and the kids are off school. So I've got the added benefit. It fell at like the right time. Not only is the weather really nice, but the kids are off school. So she's not doing the school run and stuff like that. So I haven't had to like step in and do the school run and things. So it's worked out kind of well for both things. So I've liked walking everywhere that I've needed to go. And in some occasions I need the others. Remember, I didn't have a car at all until we got the office. So the car was definitely just a case of, okay, sometimes we're going to need to move computers. We're going to need to do this, which we do all the time. We have to go pick stuff up, which me and Chris have done. That's how Chris has seen the problem. So it's one of those that's there because when we do need it, it's of vital importance. That's the situation. If I do need it, it's of vital importance. Although I did make Max walk here in the rain yesterday. He was a bit pissed. It was like, it's raining. Like, it's spitting. Get in there. Be a coward. You haven't bought that car to drive. Well, the mileage is there, so they can clearly see it's been driven. I think the insinuation on part was either you've not been driving it, you've had some sort of accident, which I think they now know can't be true because of where these holes are. Because they've sent me a picture of it. It's like, it's not like a stone could have chipped up or you've driven over something to cause this damage. It was like buried behind. It's like some decay's happened or something. So yeah. Made Son go through tough life. Yeah, he had to walk in the rain. We did. We got rain yesterday. No rain today, though. I've had similar problems with my Corolla. They're sometimes not built to book spec. But they've had to machine parts to make them fit. And order extra stuff to make it work. Instead, it takes 6 extra hours, not 3 weeks. Yeah, it's like they're... it's going to be 43 degrees this weekend. Like, this is because our country is so moist. The heat, it's got to come back sometime. How did you get the car in the shop? Yeah, Emma drove it to the place. Emma literally drove it in. Like, the car worked fine. Like, from our perspective, it was just the sensor. You lie! You lie! Yeah, we literally drove it there. Like I said, the car worked fine. Except for this temperature sensor thing, which is all we saw it as. Because it was dead annoying. It would go like 120 degrees, then 0 degrees, then 90, then 120, then back down to 0. And all the time, the car's going into safe mode, and then back down. But it would only do it on longer journeys. So, not between here and my house. It would do it if I took the kids to school, or if I had to go on the motorway to my brother's, or to go pick something up for the office, or something like that. I'll have a new roof on my house before you get your car back. I know, right? I know. It's kind of a bummer. I had to drive a car with no brakes to the mechanic a few years back, but I had my mom drive in front with hazards though. The side street's like 10 miles an hour. The worst experience I had was I was going to the traffic center. I can't remember what for, because I don't like the traffic center too much, but I had to go to the traffic center. And I was on my own. Oh, I was picking the kids up. That was it. I was picking the kids up from my mother's, and then I was taking them to dinner at the traffic center because they'd been staying there for a day. And it started doing it on the motorway, and there was a fucking police car behind me. And I went from 70 to 40 right at the junction where the copper pulled off to go onto a different motorway to head towards the airport, and I carried on in the other direction. But I definitely was like slowing down, uncontrollably slowing down. I was in the slow lane, but there's a cop car behind me. It was definitely like, but I think the copper thought I was probably trying to troll them, and they just went off in a different direction anyway. Yeah, exactly, Agathea. So that's what it happened. But we noticed it way more on inclines. And I know some of the old sensors on the older cars, they don't work this way now, were actually a bobber, right? They would literally just have a bobber on a wire that would sit in there, like old fuel tanks used to work that way. Because I know a guy who always thought he had a lot of fuel because when he drove uphill, his fuel gauge went up. And he had to drive up this huge hill all the time. And so he kept running out of fuel because it was when we were students, right? What's the least amount of fuel you've ever put in your car? I know when I was in college, I once put £2.30's worth of fuel in my car so I could get to where I was going. Yeah, £2.30 is the lowest I've ever had to go because that's all I had. Cynical's done £2 as well. Yeah. It feels bad. It feels bad when you go when you go into the garage with your £2.30. And that's all I had, though. I had no more money, and I wasn't home, and I was below the red line, so I had to do it. I absolutely had to do it. You put 60. I think the last time I filled mine, which was the beginning of the probably the fuel crisis has been going on for a while. Oh no, wait, that's only in America. So when we copied America and decided to have a fuel crisis, I think it was 85 to fill mine up. I think it was 85. Yeah. I think it was 85 quid. That's how much it will cost to fill mine. But thankfully, that lasts me a month or so. Or a month and a half, something like that. Are you going to answer the petrol statue these days? Yeah, it probably would. 100 euros. Emma's is more expensive because she's got that Sorrento for all the traveling and horse shit they do. Hers is ridiculous. Hers is something fucking absolutely crazy. So she's like, she's economizing. No radio. No fucking... no air conditioning or anything. Doesn't matter. Open the windows, you pussies. I would pay 5 quid at the pay pump so it wouldn't charge me for 24 hours. Oh, that's a genius plan. That doesn't work anymore, you know, Xenos. They stopped that. You know why? We thought we were the only ones who cottoned onto this scam, is that you could pay for things with your card, but because the banking system wasn't as efficient as it is now, this is when me and Emma first got a place living together. You could pay, then it wouldn't charge you for like 3 days, which when we would have some money. So if we were both broke, so this would have been when, like 10 years ago, when we were like flat broke. We would, if we wanted a takeaway, like we wanted to have a treat ourselves after eating. What was our standard meal 10 years ago when we first got a place together? Was usually a chicken in breading, like a breaded chicken thing, breaded chicken breast, because you could buy a shitload of them from Asda in a bag. Some sweet corn and some oven chips. That was our diet for the most part. But like, let's say we really fancied a takeaway. We found out that you could order stuff off Just Eat, and you wouldn't have to pay for it for 3 days. So, even though we had no money, it would go through. So we started doing that, like for treat times. So we could order ourselves like some chippy or a curry or something, and yeah, same. Well, this is what we found out. This is what we found out, is that all our friends were totally doing the exact same fucking thing. The exact same thing, because I would like begrudgingly told someone, you know what we do? Well, we order off Just Eat when we've got no money because they don't charge you for 3 days. And she's like, we do that as well, and we do that as well. And we found out everybody was fucking doing it, so they've changed their system now. You can still do it with PayPal. Buy now, pay later. It was so sad. Oh, it was so sad. So sad. Nothing worse than splitting a cheeseburger between two. Well, that's still treat night. That's still treat night. It's good. The worst I ever got into, like, bad debt, besides, like, something really stupid, like what happened with my driving license a few years ago, was a Blockbuster fucking DVD. It was so bad. A Blockbuster DVD that I forgot to take back and couldn't afford to pay the, I think I realized on the day after it was supposed to be back that I had forgotten to take it back. I could not afford the late fee. So I made the brave decision to just not take it back. And they started sending me letters about this fucking movie. And I was probably like 19 or 20, and hoping it would just go away. So, so it didn't. But it got to the point after about a year where it turns out that, like, they're not gonna, like, pass this off to a debt collector or anything because it's a DVD. So it turned out that, like, nothing came of it except that they kept sending me a bill for an ever-increasing charge. And I think at one point I got a letter that I owed 286 quid for this movie. It was probably The Matrix or something. It was something dog shit for paying that kind of money for. So I think it was like 280 quid. But it got to the point where we had nowhere else to rent a movie from, because we were still continuing to rent movies, but we just went to the different DVD place next door to Blockbuster, which was open, but they closed down. So we, I decided, after doing my business degree, that they wanted the DVD back, And there was no way they were ever going to get away with getting that money. So I came to this conclusion. After I'd learned a bit about negotiation and how businesses work and things like that, I was like, I think I can talk my way out of this. And Emma thought I was a fucking idiot and refused to go in the shop with me. I was like, fuck it. Because it had been a running joke between me and Emma for about 12 months now about this fucking DVD. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in and I'm going to see what happens. Because I don't have 280 quid to give to Blockbuster. So that's not going to happen. So they could, and I had the DVD still, so I was like, they're either going to take it back, or they're going to try and lower the fee, or something, or cancel my account, or whatever it might be. But I wasn't asked at this point, because I could no longer rent DVDs, and we wanted to. So, I decided to. And it turned out I was totally right, because the 16-year-old guy working at the counter in fucking Blockbuster could not give a shit. And I went in and I was like, look, I rented this a year ago, and I thought I'd returned it. I made up a lie. I thought I'd returned it, but I've literally just moved house, and I found this DVD. So, what do you want to do? And he like, scanned it. He went, you owe, like, he'd got up to, like, 340 by this point. So he went, you owe 340 quid for this DVD. And I just went, that's not going to happen. He went, no, that's not going to happen. He's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And that was it. It was over. 12 months that actually kind of stressed me out. 12 months I actually avoided going into fucking Blockbuster to deal with this situation. A whole goddamn year I'd avoided it. But I went in and this guy was like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Whatever. Give us the DVD back. You're truly a criminal? Oh, piss off, man. I was like, I can buy this movie for you guys cheaper than this. It's like, well, whatever. They stopped caring. Yeah, they just didn't give a shit. Like, that guy's got bigger fucking issues to worry about than me and my Matrix DVD. Like, he's not arsed. Boris has given us a code to give away a Shiba Man. Oh, what a lovely dude. Yeah, I'm absolutely not paid enough to care this much. That's awesome. I don't know if Chris wants to run a giveaway. That'd be legit. How up to date is your gear specs on the website, by the way? I think pretty up to date. Nubs is good at that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if it has our new scan PCs on there. I don't think it's got the VR PC on there yet. Right, it started with costing them more, asking for the money than it's worth. Yeah, that's the situation you get in. So some people are vindictive about it. Hell out of date? Nope, slacking. Okay, half-arsed. Half-arsed. I wonder why they went out of business. Oh, it's not because you're not reclaiming... I think they probably lost... I don't know, anybody work at Blockbuster? I've never worked at Blockbuster. I never did that. Emma worked at Game for a number of years, but that was pretty bad. I also... Okay, this gets really bad as well. In the same time period... I'm remembering my older days. In the same time period, we had a favorite Chinese restaurant. It was the first time... It's a special place in my heart. It was the first time Emma had eaten non-English food. Because her parents were very much, I'm not eating that foreign muck. Because, you know what I mean? Anybody from Britain or UK with grandparents will understand this perspective more than likely. Maybe not anymore because another generation's come through. But if it's not English, it's bad, right? That was it. So I was like, oh, let's go on a date. Or should we go to a restaurant? And she's like, well, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to a pub or something? Because that's usually where they went. I was like, well, no, we can go for a Chinese, go for an Italian, go for an Indian. We can go to a Greek restaurant. So I know a really nice Greek. I know a really nice Chinese restaurant nearby. And she's like, oh, I've never eaten that. I've never eaten Chinese food. And so, oh, hang on. What's up, pal?
I'm going to run the giveaway in a sec.
Okay.
Do you want Subway?
You want a what?
Do you want Subway?
Oh, no, thank you. No, I'm good. Thanks, Chris. So anyway, I took Emma for a date. It was our first sort of restaurant date at this Chinese restaurant. Emma didn't know what to eat. She asked me if the duck in the aromatic crispy duck came off the canal. Where do these ducks come from? What was their name? What is a spring roll? Things like that. She was very naive. I will say, to all the credit to my wife, is she now eats anything from anywhere made by anybody. I ignited her culinary love. She will out-taste me on trying new things. By the time she was new to it, I think we were probably 17. When did I meet Emma? No, I would have been 19 when I met Emma. And we didn't date for 2 years. So I was probably like 21, actually. So she would have been 20. She asked the lady for a bread roll to put her duck on. which they looked very confused and said we don't sell bread rolls. We don't have that kind of thing here. And she never asked me before she asked the question. So I would have told her that they don't do that, but she didn't. She just was like, she just blurted it out. It's like, oh, can I have a bread roll to put my duck on? And the lady was like, oh, we do that kind of thing with the pancakes. And she's like, oh, okay. And she go barefooted overall. She was a bit of a bumpkin, for sure. She was a bit of a bumpkin. Not changed much with the horsey thing. But anyway, it was a special place, you know. And we ate there many, many times. Until one day, my card didn't work. Now, I'm very careful about making sure before I go anywhere to buy something or to take somebody out to dinner that I can afford to do that. I'm very, very careful. I always want to avoid that situation because I've been in that situation before, or at least my brother has, where my dad played a joke, because my dad had a very dark sense of humor. My dad said, why don't you take Mike and your kids for dinner? Because my mum and dad were going out. And my brother has 3 kids. And my brother was like, well, we haven't got any money. So my dad gave him enough money. Which intentionally by my dad was not enough money. Because he wanted to piss my brother off. He thought it was hilarious. So I had... my dad could be a very dark kind of guy. So he did. My brother, not knowing any better, because he was going through rough times himself, took us to this restaurant, which was a carvery, because he said, oh, it's a carvery. So here's enough 5 carveries and a drink each. That's how my dad told him about the money. Because I think my brother said, this doesn't seem like enough money. Anyway, it is, because they do a carvery for £6 or whatever, and you can get a drink with that, which would be a couple of quid, so here you go. And it obviously wasn't enough, and my brother didn't have any money on him. So I had to sit in that restaurant with my nephews and nieces, because they were my brother's children, so nephews and nieces. I am Uncle Mike. And wait for like 30 minutes while my brother had to drive back to my dad, who was laughing his ass off, to pick up another £10 or whatever it was, to come back and pay the bill. And he thought it was fucking hilarious. For some fucking reason. He thought that was really funny. So I didn't want to be in that scenario. Turns out, though, between checking my bank account in the morning to make sure we could go for dinner, and taking Emma for dinner, something had gone out of my bank. And I could not afford it. So I said, I'm really sorry, my card's not working. Is it okay if I come and pay you tomorrow? I'll sort it out when I get home and come back and pay you. And because we visited there so many times, they said yes. No problem. But I couldn't sort that money out the next day. Because my dad called me an idiot and said, well, now you're going to have to figure yourself out of this situation that you've got yourself in. And I was like, oh. So a week goes by. 2 weeks. 3 weeks. Basically, as long as it took me to get another paycheck. To go and do it. And by that point, we were really embarrassed about going in because we said we'd be back in a day. And it had now been 3 weeks. We still hadn't paid this bill. I think the bill was like 37 quid or something. Something stupid. And we finally... I finally built up the courage. And similar to Blockbuster, they'd forgotten about it. They're like, all right, it was fine. Like, don't be worried about it. But I was told, I felt so embarrassed because we've been in there so many times, and now we ducked paying the bill, and they forgot about it. They were like, oh, okay, because I paid for the dinner and then sat down and had dinner, so I paid for 2 dinners that day. Why not pay the bill partially? I probably could have, but they were just like, no, don't worry. They were really nice to us. We were regulars. We had brought a lot of people to that restaurant because... it was on a side street in a small town. So when we went there, they had no customers. And we just discovered this place. And they served the best Chinese food around. Better than Manchester. Better than any other restaurant I've been to. And so we told everybody about this place. And they got a lot of business out of it. So they knew us really well. And they liked us a lot. They knew us by like first name basis and shit like that. So they were just really, really kind about it. They were really nice. And... any lurkers, make sure you get in the chat for giveaway if you want a nice floofy dog mount. to go with it. So, yeah, but they didn't care at all. They'd obviously made thousands of pounds past this, and they were like, yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. Stupidly ridiculous situation to get myself in. Well, we did. We dealt with it. We got out of it. And life will go on. Life will go on. Let's do another dungeon. Yeah. Let's queue with some randos. Randos forever. Randos forever. But it was good. Local restaurants and community hubs. Yeah, they closed down, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a real sad thing. They moved to a better location too far away. Which was a real fucking bummer. It was a super, super bummer. They sent us a letter and everything. Which is not fair. Not fair. Lady got pregnant and they took a break and reopened somewhere else in like Chester or something. They moved miles and miles away. I'd love to go back and see them again one day, but not gonna happen. Unfortunate. They did the best food. They did a thing called a pancake roll, which was forever, and no one else makes it. Chester is ace. Yeah, it's a nice place. I've been looking at places I'd like to move in the next few years. At some point, I would like to move. I don't think we could get a house in the UK because it's really bad in the UK to buy a house. It's really fucking bad. Oh shit, it's happened, dudes. No way. There it is. Red alert! Red alert! Red extreme heat warning! Red alert! Brits! Oh, this is an improper picture. What we need is a younger guy than this with a can of special brew and his shirt tucked into his pants, drooling. That's what we need. A red extreme heat warning has been issued for the first time by the Met Office for parts of England next week, meaning a risk of life is likely as temperatures hit 40 degrees. It points to there being a danger to life with the risk of illness not limited to vulnerable people. The highest warning covering London and parts of central England warns of widespread impacts to people's lives. The heat wave could cause disruption to travel and infrastructure. Oh, the road's going to melt again, isn't it? The red warning, which is in place on Monday and Tuesday, covers London, the Midlands, and goes as far north as Manchester. Oh, why did we get picked? Look at that. What a bastard. Like a pincer movement. They came straight for us. Son of a bitch. Only 40? Our country's not designed to deal with that heat. It's as simple as that. Like, if your country's designed to deal with that heat, it's much better. But our country is not. Our roads melt. There's got to be some dipshit outside frying an egg on the street. There's always someone frying an egg on the street. Look at that. Look at that. You can fry an egg on road. Tina, come and have a look. You can fry an egg on road. Every time there's a heat wave in the UK, somebody is out there throwing eggs at the street and being impressed that they're cooking. More people are going to go on holiday. As also read an amber warning remains in place across most of England. It's not funny though. A lot of people are going to die. It's going to suck, man. The weather at the start of next week is forecast to be warm across the UK, but we'll have 30 degrees in Scotland, Northern Ireland. Oh, Scotland laughing at us again, and the Irish. Hate it. It's the first time a red heat warning has been issued, although the extreme heat warning system was only introduced in 2021. They did make it sound like it was something that they set up during the war or something. Like a siren would go off and warn everybody. Literally since last year. Okay. UXA also increased its heat health warning from level 3 to level 4, denoting a national emergency. Level 4 means illness and death may occur among the fit and healthy and not just high-risk groups. Put ice in your hat and ventilated suits to keep cool at work. I'm not doing that. I'm not streaming with ice in my hat. That's not happening. I'm not sitting here with an ice bag on my head. I'm not doing it. No, man. Graham Madge. Oh, fuck off. He's called Graham Madge. Graham Madge. He's called Graham Madge. Said it was potentially a very serious situation with a 50% chance of temperatures reaching 40 degrees somewhere in the UK, likely along the A1. Okay, so we won't hit 40 here then, it looks like. The highest recorded temperature in the UK was 38.7. Wow, we're going a couple of degrees higher than the highest recorded ever. I wonder why that is. We should do some scientists look into this. Mr. Taylor said while it was not guaranteed, it was the first time there had been a realistic possibility of hitting 40 degrees in the UK. This is exceptionally hot. It's the sort of temperatures that if you're on holiday, you may be able to deal with, but in day-to-day life, it can have severe impacts on health. And we're likely to see impacts on transport and power next week as well. Oh, that's lucky, because we can't afford power anymore anyway. Sweet. Nighttime temperatures in some areas will not drop below 25. Oh, fuck that. That's actually the worst part of the news. Biden did this. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. What did I read this morning on the shitter? Someone describing England. An American describing England. It was just insane. It was bear in mind it was on Reddit, but it was still amazing. I can't remember where it was. Shit. It was thanks Biden. He's done it all. Biden's responsible for so many things. So many things. Was it Casual UK? It might have been. I don't know. I love Casual UK. People celebrating or like losing their goddamn minds because someone put the tea bag in. Oh, there it was. Okay, there it is. I found it. An American summary of British life. Nobody has been denied anything here either, so I assume they're talking about America. The majority opinion is not even a ruling. It hasn't been codified yet. Then the states have to act on it. And there will be debates, and every state will figure it out and shit will be fine. So I assume this is about abortion or something. Just so you know too, it's 2022, and we know about your standard of living here in the US. Licenses for televisions. Excise taxes on everything. No closets. No clothes dryers. Clothes washing machine in the kitchen. Family of 5 in a 600 square foot flat. No backyards. You're probably going to give birth in a hallway or a closet, although we don't have any closets. So even in this random diatribe of nonsense, he still contradicted himself. Everybody chain smoking. Constant fighting in pubs over stupid sports games. That's true, actually. I heard in the US that every single sports game is more of a celebration of community and getting together. Not getting ice in your drinks. No air conditioning in restaurants. Oh, and how about taking that tourist walk around London after dark? Might as well stab yourself and save some time. I mean, he's not even mentioned Greg's, which is fucking embarrassing. It's honestly embarrassing that Greg's didn't even get a look in. Didn't even get a look in. Mod that, man. All true, can confirm. I don't want ice in my beer. I can't imagine. I mean, the ice machine is definitely like when the ice machine broke at the club that I managed. They didn't see me running across the town to our other pubs in our fucking circuit and stealing their ice every 2 hours, which is what I had to do. I literally had to run with my backpack, fill my backpack with fucking ice out of their ice machine and run back to the bar to make sure everybody had ice. You better fucking believe. You better fucking believe. Every time. I love it. I was stabbed 3 times on my way to Tesco today. Yeah, we finished it, Narushma. We did it. Yes. Do you want the unit outfit? I got a gift. No. No, I don't. No, I don't. Why don't I hop on the alpha? I'm not welcome. I'm not welcome. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not welcome. Oh, I'm not welcome. No alpha for me. No alpha for me. Hey, I'm psyched for today. I'm sorting out so much shit for PreachCon. It's going to be awesome. Let's do a relog. That's how you get alpha. All you do is you relog your account and you get alpha. Immediately. System's broken. I must have installed the wrong version of OBS. Feels bad. Crusher asked me wanted to play that game with him. I do. Yeah, I spoke to Crusher yesterday. All good. Oh, it's Holminster. Oh, we're up to some Shadowbringer stuff. Nice! Nice! Oh, that's hype, actually. It's to gurgle those balls. I'll pass. I'll pass. Oh, I get Flourish now. Okay. I should use that. What's the cooldown on this? 1 minute. Okay. Oh, Flourish is actually a nice ability. I like that. That gives it some actual controlled burst to the procs. Me likey. Me likey. There's nothing wrong with having preconceptions about other countries. As we know, everybody from France smells like garlic and eats 4 baguettes before they start the day. This we know. This is science. What, mate? That's what it is. Every single person from France. That's true. Not actually. Oh, snails too. Constantly eating snails. All day, every day. All day, every day. Not wrong. We only eat 3 baguettes. There's me going, I fucking love a nice fresh baguette. What do we do when we go to France? I want some of that fucking baguette, baby. Better hook a brother up with that freshly baked baguette in the morning, because that shit is nice! Me wanty. Oops. My bad. I need to change that from Control Q. That's not good. I'm going to accidentally hit the wrong buttons. And we don't like doing that. Especially if I get overrated, I prefer large pain. Or pan de chocolat. That's what it is. Who's your dancing partner? Lusu. Hi, Lusu. We dance. We dance together. Hey, Colwyn, how you doing, buddy? Emma wants to go to Roma because the kids are going to be studying the Colosseum and whatnot and reading Julius Caesar. But I don't know what I'm tempted to have over there. I'm a big fan of Italian food, but most people I talk to who are Italian just tell me about having cappuccino. It's all about the coffee. I don't drink coffee. So, how does that help me? What's my favorite job so far? I wouldn't say I've got a favorite job. I have roles that I really enjoy. I've been so surprised by how much I've enjoyed healing. Oh yeah, we're not traveling for a while now. We had a trip recent enough. Outside of work reasons, I'm not planning a vacation. I'm actually planning my next vacation. We always plan our vacations like a year or 2 in advance, ideally. So I'm planning my next vacation. I would like to return to Florida when the kids are a bit older. So I think we're going to plan that for about 2 years. 2 years time. Start paying that off bit by bit. That's my current plan. Florida, if you're a tourist, is a really nice place to go. Just super nice place to go. I've been a couple of times. It's such a fun place to be. Gotta be Florida Man? Yeah, I can't say in the couple of times I've been I've seen Florida Man. Poor Nobble, what's he done? You can visit Epcot. I've been to Epcot. I've been to Epcot. I did not get the poutine I was promised. They were out of poutine. I've never been to the Keys. I would like to go down to Miami. I wish you... you know what, America? Can you just sort your fucking public transport out? Woohoo! One train! Hello! It's actually ridiculous. It's actually fucking crazy. Like, just get a fucking train or what? Like, a proper train situation. Every American who visits the UK is literally mind blown by our public transport. Like, so you could just get a train really cheap to local places? Yeah. The fuck? Why are you driving everywhere, you fucking mentalists? Like, they seriously seem blown away by our Metro link. And the underground. Oof, unless you've been to New York. Impossible. Cheap. I will have you know, because I've not had a car, I had Daddy Sunday, because Emma was away with my other son. And I took my son to Blackpool and back on the choo-choo, which involved 2 trains. And it was 30 quid. The way our train system works is definitely ballsed, because it works on whether you cross, what is it, the borders. If you dare to cross a border, and then they, like, double the price for some reason. And actually, I said this to Chris, actually. At least Northern Rail have fixed all their carriages. It's beautiful now. It's really good. Every single... you don't have those individual seats anymore, or at least very few of them. Everybody had a table. Everybody had phone chargers. It was really good. A very good YouTube channel explaining American urban planning, its impact on public transport. When I was last in LA, and I wanted to travel somewhere, my instinct as a Brit was to get the train. Because obviously I didn't want to hire a car in LA. So I was like, oh, I'll get a train. And then a kindly American person explained to me that that was not going to happen. And if I really wanted to visit some other parts of LA, then I should either rent a car or get a taxi. So we were in Anaheim because we were obviously there for BlizzCon. And I wanted to go into Hollywood. And I was like, how much is a taxi there? And he went, well, it'll probably cost you... like $100. And I was like, oh god, really? And he's like, yeah, but regardless, I'm not taking you anyway. I went, what? He said, yeah. So, I'm not going to take you there because, simply put, the traffic is so bad, it would take me too long and I would lose too much money. So that's not going to happen. Huh. Well, there it is. Yeah, so I was like, so what is the situation in reality? It's like, get a car. Just drive it and sit in the traffic yourself. Foreign piece of shit. Oh, there it goes. Now we know. But he did explain to me, sorry, getting to the point. He did explain to me that, or at least the taxi driver felt there was a lot of propaganda against public transport, and people have been convinced that driving yourself is more free, I guess. Freedom people, some shit like that. So there was a lot of anti-public transport sentiment in having your own car. So, in using public transport. Like, public transport was for gigapause. I think that was it's like, if you're using a bus, then you're probably, like, on the way to being dead. But that's not my words. Yeah! Ding me up, baby! Cars were sold as the vehicle of true freedom. Go anywhere, be anywhere. Strongly disagree now. Yeah. For sure. Like, I mean, I like our system. I haven't got the car, and I brought back to work yesterday, as you guys know. But he was here all day, and then he was like, oh, can we go do something, Daddy? I was like, we could go bowling. Because I only had a couple of hours before Emma was taking him to sort out for today. But that was too far to walk, so we took the tram. And it was fine. No problem, cost me £4. Olympus will not be today. No, I was hoping to do Olympus today, but it's got, I have been pre-warned. He's pretty tough. It's going to be a little while. And I am doing, I have a lot of meetings today before drama time, that's all. Can't let those pause be convenienced, apparently. I don't know. It was very weird. It's like, it felt so backwards to me. Like, I traveled all of Switzerland via train, and it was awesome. And in fact, we bobbed into Germany for a day out. Like, it's so good. Like, we could just get on the train and nip to Germany, and like just come back to Switzerland where we were staying. It was sick. I mean, you guys in Team America, you have that. What's that fucking bus that goes across the whole country? What's that shit? Because you have got that, right? Because I always see Runaways and shit get on that bus on movies. The Greyhound. So what is that? Is that like one bus service that goes across the entire nation? It's awful. I always see people getting murdered on there in the movies. So that's part of the propaganda, I assume. It's one of many. It's just a bus service. Is that all? It's like a National Express, I guess. Let's go city transfer. Are they cheap as well? Cheap, ha ha ha. Yes, they're cheap. So what's the ha ha ha? It depends. Yeah, I assume if you're going from like New York to Texas, it's probably not that cheap. Else you live in a city. In my backwater town, we have nothing but shitty buses. Yeah, but some of the... I mean, a lot of your towns have merged now, right? I imagine you haven't got that many towns left that house like 1,000 people. Which was around a lot in like the 80s and shit, right? I know where you are, Fletch. You don't know about that? There's still plenty of those around. Your town is 1,200. What do you get in a 1,200 town, though? Do you have, like, the school in the town? Or do you have to go, like, out of town for that kind of shit? Don't get incest. We're going to be playing FFXIV soon. We're going to be doing 7 and probably Origins before that. But it's on the list. I want to finish 7 100%. New York to Texas Greyhound is about $300. I would say that is really cheap. For that amount of distance, that sounds pretty cheap. That also sounds like it takes a fucking long time as well. I am going to do a video about 9. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, well, how much is flying? How much is that flight comparatively? Yes, Misery. Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I will continue 7 from where we left off. Assuming I can, I'm going to move the game over. It's on my home PC right now. I'm going to move it over. This weekend. I can't see it being a problem, though, to move this save state over. Oh, I forgot my DPS cooldown again. Fuck, man. I'm letting the whole team down. Might as well pop it now for the sake of it. Better than letting it go to waste. Booyah! I would have been dead ages ago, shaking my damn head. Oh, I haven't had a baby Cassiery situation. I was sitting down and she ran up and did a light chest bump with my back. A little while after, I was walking around and she was running rings around me 4 times. Awesome, you made a connection. That's legit, Tove. That's awesome news. Healer can take it. There you go. Fritz Cracker, enjoy. About to you. And about to you. $400 from New York to Houston round trip flight. So it's pretty similar. Okay. How long does that trip take then? Like something crazy? Greyhound bus. Manhattan to Austin. Says here $159. $159 dues for that.